back, everyone.
We're back again. Gee, that goes quick.
It does.
Very quick. What's new
It was a really busy week this week.
for you and me?
For both of us. We had the Gold Monster 2000 training day at Heathcote, which we'll run into in a minute. 5-day boot camp.
Yep.
Birthday weekend.
What'd you get for your birthday?
From you?
No, I know that. Nothing yet. I haven't seen you.
No, I haven't. But yeah, it's been a really busy week, so we'll delve into some of those things soon. But we've got our normal topics tonight: Gold of the Week, Relic of the Week, Gold Price. We'll have a look and see what that's doing.
It's going up, which is good. Yes. Very good.
And then we've got some Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales, which we're going to delve into a little bit.
Okay.
So that'll start Friday, obviously. We've got the last of our Gold Monster 2000 videos.
Okay.
And then we've got topic of the night is picking the right machine for the right ground.
Yeah, that's something, we need to talk about.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
And then on a side note too, we've got more Gold Monster 2000s in stock.
We have. They come in, but I had to, last night I had to leave Geelong, so I had to bring some gear back to, had to leave Thomastown to come back to Geelong.
Yeah.
Look, I was only in there probably an hour, and they were running out the door again.
Yeah.
And we've sold a lot.
Yes.
A lot.
Yeah.
Great machines. Okay.
All right. So, as you know, Sam and I went to Inverloch over the weekend.
Where's that? Down
near Wilson's Prom.
Okay.
So just sort of before
the
Island Covey bit starts.
Yeah.
And we went glamping for the weekend.
That's the tents with the floor in it.
Yeah. So
temperature was okay?
We had like a reverse cycle in it.
Wow.
But it did get hot quickly, even on just a mild day.
Okay. Yep.
So, but yeah, that was awesome.
Oh, good.
But we went fossil hunting.
Fossil hunting.
Yes. Let me show you what I found.
So, what is it?
I'm not really sure, but it's got teeth. I don't know if it's a fossil or if it's just a bone that's washed up on the shoreline.
I don't know.
A quick Google search says it could either be a seal, a baby seal jawbone.
Yeah.
Or it could be an ice century ancient bear jaw fossil. But I don't know if it's a fossil or not.
So on the pointy bit, is that a tooth?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm just trying to think what has a... Yeah.
Apparently seals do.
Do they?
Yeah.
Don't know.
I should have brought the physical one in, but you get the idea of it.
Okay. And it was washed up on the beach?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Something other than gold fossicking for once.
Yeah. I remember years ago, I was down the beach and it was rocky, and it was sort of like the waves were coming in. There was like a little hole there. This was down at Ocean Grove, actually.
Yeah.
And I'm looking as the water was going out, and I could see in the hole, and there was something like brass that was rounded. I don't know what it was.
Why didn't you get it?
Because the tide was coming in.
Oh, okay.
I was sort of in and out the waves, and I couldn't get it.
Yeah.
But I could never remember exactly where it was.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know what it was, but anyway.
Interesting. All right, the 5-day boot camp. Tell us about that.
Oh, wow. 5-day boot camp. I stayed at the Talbot Hotel Motel, I suppose it was. There you got 7 rooms there.
Okay, I didn't even know they really had accommodation there.
Look, it was only $100 a night.
Yeah.
We had a meal there the first night. And we met at the Talbot football grounds every morning at 9 o'clock, and then we'd go out somewhere for the morning, see how we went, and if we didn't do that good, we'd go somewhere in the afternoon. So, but we had 2 2000s David, who is a regular, comes out on the tours a lot.
Got a photo here of your group.
Oh, yeah.
Can see Mel, Nathan and Kim too, all the way from New South Wales.
Oh, yeah, it was a big drive for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, one bloke there from Tassie.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is weird, but when I left Talbot, I was heading towards Heathcote to do the training the next day, and I stayed in this motel, and Brian was there from Tassie. Small world. Yeah. Look, so we went out and tried different spots, and yeah, the 2000s generally in the afternoon they'd use them and get a few bits.
Yeah. Mostly 6s and 7s otherwise?
Yeah, mostly 6s. We did have a 5, a 2300.
Yep.
So, mostly 6s, a 5 and a 2300.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
And here's some of your finds. How much did this one here weigh? Do you know?
Oh, look, that was only just under, I think it was off memory, 0.58.
Okay.
Yeah, which we got on the last day.
Yeah.
But do you want me to talk a bit more about it, or?
Yeah. What's this photo first?
That was a spot we went to, and obviously it's a camping spot, and it's a plastic pig on the spit. Yeah, so it's a plastic pig on the spit. So
someone's got a sense of humour.
Someone
out there.
has, yeah. But not far from it, there was a cherry tree there, and it had I see all these bees floating around, and there was a beehive stuck in the tree, so I got away from that. So you want me to tell a bit more about it?
Yeah.
Okay. So we ended up with 106 pieces.
107.
107 pieces, mostly smaller gold. But one afternoon there, I took the group to a spot, and the two or three 2s that we had to use for the afternoon, I said, try over there. And look, like there's just little bits everywhere.
Yeah.
It was just incredible. You get a noise, look down, and there it was, sunbaking.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think I sent you some photos through, didn't I? Did you see them? Yeah, you didn't.
No, not those ones.
Oh, yeah. I had my little finger there pointing to it. But, yeah, you'd look down and you'd see a little nugget shine.
And the older machines were missing these ones?
Yeah, look.
Even if it's sunbaking?
Yeah. They're not picking it up. Yeah, that's how good these 2000s are. Look, there's a couple of haters on Facebook, and I laugh because I know they're going to miss out. You know, they're going to be kicking themselves they never got one.
Yeah.
It's just...
It's like every machine. Once you get it, you sort of got to learn what settings work for you and your ground and I don't know, just picking up on the small things.
Yeah. And look, yeah, it's just a really good machine. I'm not saying that because I sell it. I really believe that it is a great machine.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing the results, you know, and people are saying this and that about it. They haven't even tried one, you know.
Yeah.
Guys, just give it a try. Get a lender one. Go to a surfaced area and just see how great these machines are, you know.
And people are finding gold, which makes the whole experience more exciting.
And that's what I found on the Heathcote training day, which I'll talk about a bit later on. People had never detected before, and they were finding gold.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's how good.
Complete newbies can just pick it up and go.
And find gold, you know. And so they were so excited, you know.
Yeah.
Finding that little speck. It's enough little specks add up. Yeah. So with the boot camp, we had pretty good weather. I think the last day it was getting a bit warm there.
Yeah.
But no, we had great weather. No snakes, which is even
good.
better. If I see a snake, it's the end of me. But no, good bunch of people. Yeah, all got along, and just a really good tour.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And let's go into the training day for the Gold Monster 2000.
Okay.
I've got a video for lunchtime, so don't do any spoilers for the after the day.
Okay, that's a little bit hard. So this was our first training day. Like when you buy a machine from Lucky Strike, either in Geelong or Melbourne, Thomastown,
Or online.
or online. We take you out and show you a few little tips that some other people wouldn't know, just with ground balancing and that, and spend the time. We don't detect on ourselves. We have 2 people there, and basically we're just walking around and saying, people, try there, because, you know, it's been surfaced. You can see the slates going across and gold's going to get trapped, and explain things like that.
Yeah.
But for people, like I said, that have never detected before, to find gold, and we all found gold that day. Everyone found gold, you know.
All right, let's jump into this video of at lunchtime.
Is that before I do any spoilers?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay. Yeah, we're up on a training day when you buy a Gold Monster 2000 from Lucky Strike, either in Geelong or Melbourne. You get a 3 days training, and what a day it's been. We've got 31 pieces at lunchtime. Now, some of these people have never picked up a detector before, but yeah, we've managed 31 pieces. So be interesting to see what we get for the rest of the day. Wow.
How awesome's that?
Yeah. And that's what I'm going to talk about tonight, picking the right machine for the right ground.
Yeah.
Where we were was at a spot at Heathcote there. That was only a few of the people that were up the top end of this massive surfaced area.
Yeah.
And there was just little bits in some of the patches there everywhere.
That's awesome.
Yeah. There was...
and it sorry.
No, go on.
It had been ground that the older models had been over too.
Look, there would have been all the machines over it, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to pick up, can I say how many bits we got?
Yeah.
We had 31 pieces by lunchtime.
Yeah.
Now, we met at 10 o'clock. I talked for about an hour explaining the machine, and then going out for a walk with that group and showing them what to look for.
Yeah.
So we probably only got an hour, hour and a half's detecting in before lunchtime.
Yeah.
And we got 31 pieces.
That's crazy.
And for the day, we ended up with 65, and they were still pulling pieces. Some didn't want the day to end. And I said, oh, look, you know, Nick's got an engagement party. He's got to go. I've got to get back to Geelong.
Yeah.
And as we're talking and going around seeing everybody, they were still finding more and more.
Wow.
So, but yeah, 65 was the last count.
How awesome is that? 65 just for a 1 day training with complete newbies too.
Yeah, that's not going to happen every time, but you know, it's a matter of having the right equipment for the right ground, and that's something we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, as you know, I don't know if you do know, but I did a Ticker News interview last week.
Well, I saw on my phone that you did the Ticker News interview, but I haven't even seen it. How did you go?
Good. I was very nervous, but I don't think it showed too much on camera. But yeah, I just spoke about how the Gold Monster 2000s unlocked the ground again, and how there's a resurgence in people, especially women and families, going out there and detecting with this super light, fast, fun machine.
Yeah, and I was only driving home before from Geelong from the shop, and I'm thinking, gee, you know, these are going to be great Christmas presents too for people that want to get into the industry and you know, try and see what it's like.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? Yeah. So how can we see this interview?
It is on the website.
Okay.
So I've added a in the media tab at the top of the website. So if you go to that, it'll be the most recent one, which says Talisha's interview with Ticker. Otherwise, there is a post on Facebook tomorrow.
Okay, I'll have to watch it.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's a bit daunting, isn't it, the first one?
Yeah, it was.
Like early days, I didn't like talking to, you know, bigger groups, and then Mum booked me into a talk down in Melbourne to the Victorian Tourism. There would have been 200 people. So you've got to, you know, you get nervous the first and second time, but then after that,
Do you know what? As I was creating the in the media tab on
Yeah.
the website, I was trying to find all of your old interviews and stuff.
Okay.
I found some hilarious ones. I was crying. It was so funny. You had such a thick, like 80s Aussie accent. You kept saying, I went home and told me parents, and then me machine did this, and
Yeah.
so I think we should show that on the live one week coming up.
If you want to.
It was the one. It's called. It was about painting. Some interview with like a painter or something.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Can't remember that.
And then there was the one with Julia Gillard as well.
Oh,
and you
yeah,
had
that
a
one.
thick accent there too.
I remember that one. Yeah. Remember that well.
All right.
Computer's playing up a bit, is it?
I think it started working again now, which is good. My mouse is jiggling all over the place.
Is it?
Gold. We didn't show photos from Gold Monster 2000 training day. Oh, sorry, I showed that already. So here's some of the small nuggets.
Okay.
I love the photos of in the hands.
It looks good, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
And for one person to have left finding that amount of pieces is great. Yeah,
there was a few in the little vials there because they were glass, so that the sun was shining. You sort of couldn't see. Yeah. But that was nice. It was good. Like I went away from that training day feeling really good because I felt like I'd done my job in helping everybody find gold.
Exactly.
You know, and people say, oh, don't you get the urge to detect? I get just as much enjoyment out of you guys finding the gold as me.
Exactly.
You know?
And how great's that when you've got like a dozen people on the tour all finding gold? You've got a dozen different excitements to feel when they're all.
You know, no, it's really good.
So this was the ticket interview. If you haven't seen the post already, so just look out for that on the website or on Facebook.
Okay.
And gold price, that's gone up again.
Yeah, what was it? You took it at about 1 o'clock.
Yeah, about lunchtime.
And it was probably what, 206, 205, 206?
206.
What is it?
0.04.
Oh, yeah. It was only, I think, a couple of days ago. It was around the
195. Well, it's been floating around that last few weeks.
Yeah, it was 195 there about 4 days ago, off memory.
Yeah.
And then it sat around the 200, 201 bracket. And yeah, it's going up again.
Which is nice because it's felt a little stagnant for a few weeks here.
Do you know why it's going up?
No.
Yeah, I haven't had the time to follow it and see why it's going up, but that's good, you know. Mightn't sound much, $5 a gram that it's gone up, but if you're selling 30 grams, that's an extra $150 in your pocket.
Exactly. Can't complain with that.
No.
All right, and our top 5 best sellers of the week. Guess what's gone back to number 1?
Okay, back
Made for Muffs. Because we ran out of stock. So at number 2, we've got the Gold Monster. 3, we've got the SDC battery. 4, we've got the Crevice Bulb Sniper, which is a new one for our best sellers. And 5 is the carry bag for the GPX and GPZ. That would make a nice stocking filler sack.
You could buy the bag and fill it up with bits and pieces.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But the monsters, I just can't get over how many we've sold and how well they're going.
Yeah.
It's just,
it's great.
Yeah.
Gold of the week and relic of the week. What do you have for us?
Okay. Gold of the week. How are we going to see this? I've got a bag of gold jewellery that I bought off a lady that was her parents, some of it, and some of it was hers.
Yep.
Look, there's a little gold watch in there.
Take that.
Which I believe Talisha would like. There's a gold, bit hard to see, but there's
hold it up.
Yeah, gold bracelet. Usual broken bits and pieces in here, you know, rings, like just gents rings. Yeah. I don't know if anyone wears these sort of things anymore, but it's a silver charm bracelet, isn't it? You'd call it?
Yeah, I guess so. It sort of looks like the Pandora ones.
Okay. But yeah, just bits and pieces of stuff. Yeah. I think just in this bag, yeah. And also something I paid a little bit more for it. It's a sovereign case and chain, so they would have had that in their pocket, showing off their wealth, and they would have kept their gold sovereigns in here. Now, if you push the button on top here, I hold my tongue the right way, there, and that's what they kept their sovereigns in, spring-loaded. The lady did have some sovereigns, and there was one in this, but yeah, I think she kept it. But it's a little bit battered up, and the chain's very thin, so it's been, yeah, shown off a fair bit, I would say. But yeah,
I thought it was a locket necklace.
no.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, but yeah, it's pretty knocked about, the actual case, and the chain is very thin. But it's just something I liked, and I'm going to keep and put in my
little collection.
My collection. So yeah, that's the gold of the week.
And how about the relic of the week?
I'm just thinking it's not gold; it's gold and silver.
Well, it's gold buying.
Gold buying.
Well,
yeah, I suppose.
I guess it's still not.
Yeah. Anyway, something different.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And our relics of the week.
Wow.
How are we going to show this one?
How are we going to show this one? It's something I purchased. Now, they're about 6 foot long.
Yep.
That's the drill
okay.
that you drilled into the walls, whether it was underground.
Yeah.
So you drilled the hole with this.
Yeah.
What, 6 foot? And then this is the plunger that pushed the dynamite up the end of the hole.
Ooh.
I know, like it's very long. Now these are blacksmith made, so they're quite early. It was the same auction that I bought them the 2 signs from.
Yeah, which still haven't moved.
Yeah. See how it's funny? I don't know. It's all blacksmith made, but I always thought that when they were pushing the dynamite up in the end of the holes, that these should have been brass, because steel, if they hit, say they're pushing the dynamite up the holes and there's a bit of quartz and a spark goes off, your history.
Would the dynamite already be lit as they're pushing it in?
No.
So how do they light it then?
They push it up there and it would have a wick coming out.
Yeah.
Like the movies. Yeah. Or detonator caps.
Oh, so it'd have a long wick all the way out.
Yeah, either a wick generally the early days.
Yeah.
But then later on they put like a detonator cap, and they push the detonator cap up with the explosives, and then the wires come off that to, I've actually got one, the plunger box.
Yeah, I know what that looks like.
And you plunge, and that sends off a spark, electrical charge, sets off the detonator sends off the explosive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
well, it does sound a bit dangerous then if it's not brass tipped.
Yeah, that's what I don't know, but that's what I was told it was.
And how would they drill that in? Would they just be turning it by hand?
Yeah, well, on the end of, what am I going to knock off? On the end of it, you can see there's a hole here.
Yeah.
So it would have had a bit of wood going through there, either end, and they just turn it. No electric drills back there. But yeah, you can see it's blacksmith made. Yeah. It come with another 2 relics, which we might talk about another night.
Yeah. For
people to keep an eye open for, because not a lot of people would know what they are.
Yeah.
So we'll show that another night.
Don't forget.
I could try not to.
All right, let's go into our first video of the night, which is Blue Metal, the Gold Monster 2000.
Okay.
Let's jump into that.
Yeah, just working along this red clay here, and there's a noise here. But if you come around and have a look at the gauge, it's coming up 15 to the left, and I can actually see it down there. it's actually a blue metal. But I know, see it's gone, I know by it shooting to the left, it's not worth digging, so keep going.
Short and sweet.
It was short and sweet. Yeah, so there's a spot I know there's gold. I've got to get the time to go there, but there's a lot of blue metal. Now, blue metal is basalt. That's the big rocks you see out, out in the paddocks and that. It's they call it blue metal, or but it gives off a sound off the detector.
Yeah.
But the beauty of the 2000 is that you can go along, look at the gauge, and if it shoots off to the left, you don't dig it. Just keep going.
To the right.
No, because it's like a hot rock. It shoots off to the left.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a gold indicator.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it shoots off to the right, it's possibility that it's going to be gold.
Yeah.
Not that it is gold, but it's a possibility.
So is basalt metallic then, or is it just similar to a hot rock?
Well, it's got to be mineralized to pick up. Yeah. But it's actually the basalt or blue metal is from the volcano. It's the actual lava.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Anyone who lives around Ballarat will know Dana Street. When you're going along Dana Street and then it goes down, that's actually the edge of the lava flow. That's
There you go.
That's why it goes down so steep.
Yeah.
So if you dug down on the top side, there'd be a lot of blue metal there.
Yeah. And our customer find of the week. Now, this one is a bit old, but I love this photo. Yeah. So this is from Steve, and he actually won one of our photo competitions previously, but then he sent this photo in afterwards, which I've missed until now, but...
Oh, nice gold.
Beautiful, isn't it?
All gold's nice.
Yeah.
I would say that's, WA.
Yeah, I think it's WA because his last entry was WA gold. So
yeah.
Got beautiful chunky bits there.
It is. Gee, that the bigger one's probably, I'd say, a good ounce or more. A bit more, maybe. It's hard to tell.
That would be nice.
Yeah, too. Nice. All right.
Black Friday sales.
What are you giving away now?
More. So this will run from Friday 12 a.m. to Tuesday 12 p.m. So lunchtime Tuesday this will end.
Okay.
So first thing Friday, Tuesday lunchtime, up to 50% off.
Wow.
So we've got 10% off scales, 10 to 20% off skid plates, 10% off the Gold Monster 1000 batteries, 10 to 20% off maps, and 20% off pinpointers. Okay. So the up to 50% off is more just individual products that are going to be, some of them will be 50% off, some of them will be more like 30, 40%, but those are
varies.
Categories as a whole that have a sale on them. Wow. So that will be in-store and online, but Thomastown will just depend what stock is there.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you can pay for it on the day and we'll take it up there.
Okay.
Now, our tip of the week is if the Gold Monster 2000 holds the ID bar dead center, scrape a little bit of soil away and rescan it. That small shift in the mineralization often helps pick up those tiny pieces.
Yep, that's what we found too. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of tips and hints on the training day.
Yeah. And speaking of the training day, we have one at Elaine coming up this weekend.
Are you coming to that? Seeing?
Not sure. I'm waiting on some more information.
Okay. Do you think that's still going ahead or not?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Sure. When I say not going ahead, it's
not the day.
Yeah, not the day. It's
we were doing some special filming that day.
We were.
But not sure what's going on there yet. But anyway, this Saturday, Elaine, Gold Monster 2000 training day, free if you've purchased a detector off Lucky Strike. Otherwise, it's $2.65 for the day.
Yep. Yep.
And if you're not signed up to our newsletter and you'd like to be, this is the QR code. Now, we are releasing the WA all-inclusive dates next week. So anyone on our wait list will find out first, and the newsletter list.
Yep.
So
and the tag-alongs.
Tag-alongs not next week.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So if you're not signed up to the newsletter, now is a prime time to sign up, as there is big exciting news next week.
Yeah. Just talking about the WA trips, I got this is my whinge.
Ooh.
Mum generally has one, so it's my turn. I put in for a claim last year and it's been objected because there's a whole big long list. It's old hunting ground, there's bush medicine there, there's storytelling there. Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
I feel like every year you have a new claim issue.
Yeah, it's
a lot of work.
It's just getting harder and harder and harder.
Yeah. More rules and regulations and
yeah,
hoops to jump through.
Yeah, no, I just a little bit peed off at the moment about that, but yeah, people think, oh, it doesn't affect me. Well, they could come to Victoria.
Yeah.
And then
you've seen what just happened to Queensland with their rules even getting stricter. So
we better move on, because if I get me started, I'm wild.
But anyway, it's another great reason to sign up to your local prospecting committee, like the PMAV.
Victoria, New South Wales, NAPLA, and then APLA in Western Australia.
Yeah.
Because the more members they have, the more of a voice we've got.
Yeah.
Just don't sit back, guys, and say, oh, it won't affect me, because it will one day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, because you're already on here listening and excited for the WA dates, I will give you a little bit of a hint. So the all-inclusives are going to be around June. So all through June to start of July.
Yeah, and that's a better months. Yeah, June, July. Probably your best 2 months over there. The beautifuls. Normally, I'll say, 18, 22, beautiful weather.
Yeah.
So, I'm looking forward to going over this year. And
I'm missing it again now.
Yeah.
I was looking at all our photos last night.
Yeah, okay.
So, I miss it.
You've got the new caravan.
Yes, that'll feel luxury.
Hopefully the wheels won't fall off this time.
Or the door, or the wall.
Ah, well, got you over
all part
there.
of the experience, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Okay.
So, that's June, start of July, and then the tag-alongs will start shortly after that.
Okay.
But we're still in the progress of working those ones out. So next week we will announce the exact dates for the all-inclusives, and you will be able to book it.
Yeah, I've already got bookings, verbal bookings, so yeah.
Okay, next up we have a video again of the Gold Monster 2000 second location. This one's a bit longer.
Okay. That's shooting off to the left-hand side. 09. 9 or 10, it's coming up to the left, so I wouldn't dig that one. So I'll try and get another. That's shooting off to the left. Wouldn't dig it. Like I said, because there was an old hut here, there is lots of rubbish around. So it's a numbers game, but the beauty of this machine is I'd probably look at that one. It's just there. I'll just grab that pick. No. It's coming up to the left, 06, so no, I wouldn't look at it. This is a bit of an old motorbike track, actually. Some of you that have been on the one-day tours will know exactly where this is, especially the ones that found the buttons and the coins. Shooting to the left, 11. Wouldn't dig that one. To the left. Hear the different sounds in the machine. Yeah, I think the more you use it, the more you'll understand with the sounds of the machine in the echo wave. Shooting to the left. Like I said, there is a lot of rubbish here. A lot of bits of wire. To the left.
I think that's where my camera cut out at the end.
Yeah, the battery.
We had a long day of filming.
It was a long day. Yeah, I remember that spot because there was an old miner's hut off to the side, and you could tell that because there was bits of broken crockery and glass, and there was a little pile, or not a little pile, but a pile of rocks there, which would have been the chimney for the hut.
Yeah.
So look, that was a good spot for the 2000 because there's little bits of rubbish around. And I was going along, and it was shooting off to the left, and no need to dig it.
Yeah.
You know,
that's somewhere that I feel like you'd lose patience if you had a 6 or.
Oh, you couldn't operate a pulse induction detector there like a 6 or a 7 because you'd be
throwing off signals everywhere.
It's just too much rubbish around that area.
Yeah.
But the 2, you can go along and you can, sort of look at your target ID and say, yeah, that one's worth digging, that's not worth digging.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I think we got a couple of bits here, if I remember rightly. But then we couldn't film it because your camera battery was cactus.
Now, topic of the night is choosing the right detector, the right machine for the right ground.
Okay. Where do you start? Look, I see people at Slady Creek, anyone who knows Slady Creek, which is out near Creswick, and they've got a 6,000, 7,000, and they're in the creek situations where the gravel is like 3 foot thick.
Yeah.
Now, to pick up a nugget, it's going to have to be something, half reasonable, like a golf ball, to pick up at that depth. Now, Creswick is renowned for a lot of smaller nuggets, I suppose. So you're sort of wasting your time in that sort of scenario. And then, sometimes I'll see people on surfaced areas. That's where all that topsoil has been stripped away down to the clay bottom. And the nuggets are generally sitting on that clay or just in it.
Yeah.
And, again, you'll see people with 7,000s or people with larger coils working an area like that, where most of the gold is going to be very small. So you're wasting the capabilities of a 7,000 on that type of ground.
Yeah.
And what I mean by you've got to pick the right machine for the right ground. They're all tools, I suppose, the machines that you're buying. Like the 2000 is great on surfaced areas or heaps where there's lots of small bits of gold. The 2200, the 2300 is a good machine for that too, and the 6.
Yeah.
But in some areas, when the nuggets are that small, that's where the 2000 comes into a league of its own.
Yeah.
But if you're chasing big gold, you would go a 7,000, looking for that bigger, deeper gold.
Yeah.
So, look, you've got to... I suppose it's hard for people that have just bought a machine knowing what to look for.
Yeah.
And like when they buy a machine from us, I'll take them out the bush or any of the other boys and we show people what to look for. And we'll say there's no point going up there because the gold is, 3 foot down.
Yeah.
And you're not going to find it with this machine, and explain that to people. So, and then show people, right, you're here, that is the type of ground that you need to pick suited for that machine.
Yeah.
There is an all-rounder, and you can put smaller coils on some of the machines to be an all-rounder.
Yeah.
But then, some areas you need to put a smaller coil on because that there's smaller gold being found there.
Yeah.
But that comes down to, I suppose, local knowledge and knowing what has come from them particular areas.
Yeah. If someone had a Gold Monster 2000 and say a 6, for example, is there still room in their kit for other detectors?
If they've got what, a 6 and a
2000.
Look, I think that's a really good combination
Yeah.
at the moment, a 6 and a 2000.
Yeah.
Because the 6 is going to punch down deeper.
Yeah.
You can put a bigger coil on the 6 to punch down deeper on the bigger gold.
Yeah.
The 2000, if say you're digging a deep target with the 6000 and you're not exactly sure where it is, you go and get the 2000 with a little 5-inch coil, great for pinpointing.
Yeah.
If you were full time on the gold and you were travelling to Western Australia for say 6 months, and you were trying to make a living out of it, the 7000,
Is there room for a 6 and a 7? Or would you upgrade to the 7?
Depends on whether you're full-time prospecting. Are you just going out on a weekend once a month, because it's always better to come home with something than nothing. It's okay having the best machine in the world, but unless you can read the ground and know how to use that machine, you're going to waste a lot of time.
Yep.
If that makes sense. Yeah. A good all-rounder, in my opinion, and I've said it quite often, the 6000 is probably my favourite machine.
Yeah.
The 2000 is the most fun machine you'll ever have.
Yeah.
The Gold Monster was okay to start off. Gold Monster 1000 was okay to start off with, but you had to pick the right ground suited for that machine.
Yeah.
And
you had to have a lot of knowledge with the 1000 as a beginner, I felt.
Yeah.
Like knowing where to take it, where the 2000 you can sort of just pick it up and
switch
go.
on and go,
Yeah.
A few little tips and hints there to be shown, but with the machine and the ground.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's not one machine that does it all.
Yeah.
They
all have their time and their place.
And people will come in and say, oh, how deep does the 2000 go? They're not designed to find big, deep gold.
Yeah.
You can't expect a $3,000 machine to be as good as a $10,000 machine.
Yeah.
They've all got their purposes.
Yeah.
And depending on what ground they're working will depend on what machine to use.
Yeah.
But I can understand as a newbie or someone just coming into it, someone's alarm's going off.
Yeah.
It's not ours. No. Someone new coming into it, it is hard for them to read the ground.
Yeah.
And, like when I'm walking around with a person, I explain to them, well, I'll go to that heap before I go to that heap of mullic, and I go into the reasons why.
Yeah.
And when people understand the reasons why, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a lot to learn. Yeah. Okay.
All right. I think that concludes our show for the night.
That's it.
That's it.
Wow. How long have we been going for?
Oh, not sure just yet.
It's yeah. Anyway, that's about it. But yeah, hopefully, we when we get time, we do want to go out in the bush and show people some, what to look for and what, I talk about surfacing areas, but some people don't know what a surfaced area is.
Yeah.
But I think when we get a chance, and Melbourne settles down, we're just getting smashed down there. That's
a good problem to have, though.
That is a good problem. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
No worries.
See you next Tuesday.
Okay. Bye.